Sanjay, thanks for helping my project.
Of course.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Sanjay. I'm currently a junior at UC Berkeley. I study electrical engineering and CS, and I'm a big space buff, big Elon Musk fan.
What got you into, when did you first hear about SpaceX and Elon Musk?
Oh, that was like I don't know, probably back in seventh or eighth grade. I got like an Elon Musk biography by Ashley Vance, and I read through that, and yeah, that was the first time I heard about it, and yeah, I don't know, the space is a lot of exciting things. I always hear about it in the news, so I think that got me started.
So, what in that book made you think, got you excited?
Yeah, I don't know. It was probably that. I think the biggest thing is the reusable rocket stuff. That was I've heard about like what was NASA's space shuttle program, and then that was like that stopped at some point, and then Elon Musk started with the reusable boosters. I think that was very exciting, and that's come a long way right at this point. So I think that's what I find really fascinating about it.
And did you have interest in space before picking up that book?
Yeah, yeah, my very first like career choice when I was like 4 years old was to be an astrophysicist. I really like that stuff. I have a telescope back at home, so I'm kind of like an amateur astrophotographer. And yeah, no, yeah, I've spent a lot of time reading books about space and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
So what have you taken pictures of?
Oh, just Mars, the moon. I think tried to take a picture of Rigel, like in the Orion constellation. But yeah, a lot of unsuccessful attempts. Kind of, it's very hard to, get like the RA and declination stuff to line up very well. But yeah, I've tried a bit.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, did you know that NASA's planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
I have the Artemis program, right?
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It's what's the timeline? I'm not sure what the timeline on that is.
Well, they tested the uncrewed a vehicle last year,
Yeah.
and then they selected 4 astronauts this year,
Oh, that's great.
and then they're supposed to go around the moon next year with landing the year after that.
Oh wow, okay.
Kind of depending upon how Starship development goes, since we're
Right.
using that for
Yeah.
the landing
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think I'm also excited about the whole Mars plan. That's very exciting, especially with Starship. As a like with a second attempt, it made a lot like the booster separation was successful and everything. That was very cool. And yeah, I'm very excited to see where that goes.
The hot
Yeah.
staging.
Yeah, the hot staging that was very unique, and I've never seen that before. That was a first, right? I don't think.
I think the Russian vehicles have
Oh,
hot
right.
staging, but they don't try to reuse the first stage. So
Yeah, of course.
it's a little bit, less
Yeah.
necessary to protect it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, very exciting.
Um, let's see. How many of your peers do you think know that we're going back to the moon? Because I've been kind of surprised about how few people actually know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have their eyes like I feel like the Mars stuff is a lot more in the news than the moon stuff. So I don't know. I feel like more people know about that than the moon. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would say not many people actually know about the moon plans. Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's about time. And it's been like what 50 years since astronauts were back on the moon. Yeah, I think like Mars is definitely one thing, but I feel like going back to the moon, which since it's like the closest celestial body to it, I feel like that's a pretty important thing. And yeah, I don't know, it's very exciting stuff. Yeah,
Whenever you think about where it might take us in 200 years,
in 200 years.
yeah, in 200 years. So like your grandchildren's lifetime, it's like 2 solid generations.
Yeah, like you mean yeah, I feel like maybe in 200 years there would definitely be a city on Mars, probably on the moon, but obviously Mars is a lot more habitable. But yeah, no, I feel like probably in the next 10 years there'll probably be humans on Mars, most likely. Yeah, very excited to see where that goes. Yeah.
Do you think humans ever make it to another star system?
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Rocket technology has just become a lot better. I guess you just go fast. I don't know. It's maybe in 100,000 years, probably. I don't know. It's an interesting question.
Uh,
Yeah.
you're a CS major and engineering major, and some people think that maybe this carbon-based life form isn't the best form for us to be interstellar travelers.
Yeah, I've heard about like a methane based life form. I don't know. Wait, why would you say a carbon-based life form is not the best?
Oh well, I mean, just in the sense, maybe we're able to transfer consciousness to like a
Oh, like an
machine.
artificial.
Yeah, and then we could be on standby for hundreds of years and wake
Yeah.
up whenever we get to an interesting spot.
Yeah, no, that is a possibility. Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems very very far fetched right now. I don't know. Artificial consciousness. Yeah, that's something to think about. Yeah.
Or being able to take I mean, if you created a machine that you're able to transfer your own self into,
Yeah.
like how would you test that it was actually you?
Yeah, that would. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Huh. I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like transferring emotions, or it just feels really far fetched. Like to be able to transfer human consciousness to a machine. Like I know, of course, there's AI, but like at this point, it's really just it's kind of mimicking human conversation or something of that sort. Yeah, I don't think that's really a very like short term possibility. I don't know. That's how I look at it, at least. Yeah.
Well, maybe a more realistic thing is like a generation ship, a ship that people
Mm-hmm.
could live in for hundreds of years, have kids in,
Yeah.
grandchildren. But one challenge with that is, the people that actually arrive at the star system, the only thing they've ever known is like the ship. So why would they get off?
That is a very good point. Yeah, yeah. No, not thought about that before. I don't know. You probably have to have very good records of what life is like on Earth for people on that ship to remember as as like decades or millennia go by. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Well, we have fantastic tales from our past too.
Uh huh.
That seem unbelievable.
Yeah,
So it's hard to imagine that the tales of life on Earth would be any more believable to people who've like only known the ship.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's either that or transferring human consciousness, right? I don't know. I feel like a generational shift is probably I don't know a more natural way
But
of.
another possibility is you put them in some type of suspended animation, so
Oh,
the same people that left are the same people that wake up.
oh,
But
like you like freeze, like
freeze
you
them.
freeze them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know that. Yeah, I guess they're all possibilities. I don't know.
Or you make people live forever.
Immortality, yeah. But yeah, that definitely seems very far fetched right now. Yeah.
Or travel faster. If you could.
Right, exactly. That is yeah. I don't know, like what other different kind of engine you could use for that. That I don't know, that has more thrust or yeah.
Or find a shortcut. Some type of.
Oh, like a wormhole.
A wormhole, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have watched Interstellar. That's yeah, lots of very interesting ideas.
But
Yeah.
I mean, the whole kind of like transformation of thinking of gravity as being a force like electromagnetism versus an effect of matter bending space time. It's who knows? As we get out there, we might some things may become obvious to us that
Uh-huh.
are difficult for us to conceive of while we're
Right
here on
now.
Earth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess I don't know. We just have to go out there and find out over time. Yeah. I don't know.
Talking about going out there, if you could, would you take a trip to space?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I know. I think what SpaceX and Blue Origin, they're like doing the very brief like tours, like they just go onto the edge of space and come back or something.
Blue Origin does that. SpaceX, they'll take you to orbit. They don't have anything
Oh,
short
really?
of that.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll take you to the International Space Station.
Oh,
like
wait.
they're sending up their third.
Oh, like like actual astronauts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
of
then
course.
and also Inspiration 4, where they took
Oh,
four
right.
people around
Yeah.
the Earth for 3
Yeah,
days.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I would definitely go. I'd probably like, if there was a chance to go to Mars, I would also be one of the first person to take that up.
Oh, would you be a colonist or?
Yes, I would. I would like to do that. I don't know. It's a new frontier, a new planet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not. It doesn't seem very frightening to me for some reason. It's just very exciting.
Do you see you actually doing that in your lifetime?
Well, I don't know. Maybe like 30 years from today. I feel like I definitely think there's going to be humans in Mars in 10 years. Yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see where it goes from there. But yeah, I do see myself doing that in my lifetime. I know. Yeah, seems far fetched, but I know it's possible. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Sanjay, that's pretty much all the questions I had. Did you have any questions for me or anything you think people looking at this 200 years from now trying to make sense of this pivotal decade should know?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. What do you think SpaceX is going to be the only company that's going to send rockets to Mars? Do you think there's going to be other good competitors or?
I think we have a problem with overcoming people's doubts, like with reusable rockets. People are like, it's impossible. Then they're like, it's not economical.
Of course.
And now that SpaceX is on track to launch 100 launches this year, and they've launched I think something like 3/4 of all the mass to orbit this year.
Yeah.
That's really challenging their ability to disbelieve that reusability is important.
Yep.
And so now you start seeing, Rocket Labs, which is going to make cheap rockets.
The 3D printed ones, yeah.
And now they're trying to capture and reuse their rockets. Blue Origin is talking about reusability. There's Chinese companies that are focused on reusability. And I think the same thing is true of like Mars, that people are like, hey, we can't get there. Once you start getting there, then you got to get over that first thing. It's going from impossible to how do we do it?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you have several things, it's impossible. Then it's why would we do it? Then it's how do we do it? And then it's why aren't we doing it?
Of course, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like all the other companies definitely have a lot of catch up to do with SpaceX though.
It is.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like these entrenched players kind of had a system that they understood.
Yep.
But they didn't know how to transform it beyond that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I enjoyed this interview. Thank you.